La Union is situated in a very strategic location. It's really between the crossroads of Ilocos, Pangasinan, and Cordilleras. Because La Union has become like a tourist destination. Through the years, a lot of people, a lot of tourists have come here for the surfing. So it's like people from all parts of the world come here to enjoy the waves, to go surfing, and they bring a little bit of themselves here. No? It's really a mix of people here, so it's like a melting pot. Pero very dominant yung Ilocano dito. So you will really see a lot of Ilocano influences in terms of dialect, in terms of food, in terms of the ingredients that are available here. Kaya it's very Ilocano, but it's also uniquely La Union. The cuisine of La Union is very Ilocano. It's very straightforward. It's very simple. It uses a lot of local ingredients. It's also very interesting because La Union is also on the foothills of the Cordilleras, which is leading to Baguio, and there are also a lot of highland vegetables available. If you sing the Bahay Kubo, you will find a lot of the vegetables here. No? And you have your pinakbet. Yan. So this is a very interesting flour which they cook into their vegetables, their dinengdeng. Ginagamit mo to sa buridibod. Oh, buridibod. It's called katuray, and it's white flours. They take out the stem and they add it to their vegetable stews. And ito, anong tawag dito? Bunga ng singkamas. First time, bunga ng singkamas pala to. So we ate buridibod. And this was the vegetable added into it, and they asked me, Chef, ano yan? Sabi ko, bunga ng ipil-ipil. No, it's from the singkamas or the, what's the English of singkamas? It's turnip. So ito, it's also added to the vegetable stews. Saluyot, okra, talong, ampalaya. So I worked out an appetite. Now it's time to taste some local cooking. Let's go! You have a hodgepodge of cuisines available in La Union that is really very suitable for people of the world. You know, if you're kind of like sophisticated, you want something more worldly, it's available in La Union. But there are also, let's say, authentic, very homegrown dishes that are also available. So you would see really a mix of establishments that cater to the tourists, and we have establishments that cater specifically to the locals. I've been to La Union many times. I've been coming here for almost a decade, spending holidays, sometimes for work. But you know what really interests me in La Union is really trying to uncover local cuisine and local culture. We ate at this small karinderya. When I entered their store, it made me laugh a little bit because the restaurant was called F4, you know? Oh, baby, baby. If you remember the Meet Your Garden fame. But only to find out was that their entire family had F as the first letter of their name. So it's F4. Okay, makes sense, but still makes me feel a bit groovy. And there's this one dish that really struck me here in La Union, and it's called the ata-ata. I had tasted it years ago, and it really stuck in my mind because it was so unique. Though eating raw beef is not extraordinary because there are other cultures who enjoy raw beef. What is unique about it, they enjoy raw beef or carabao with a bile dressing. So it's a bitter kind of like dressing that they drizzle over and serve it with onion. The last time I was here was probably like 5 years ago. And dito ko na-introduce isang very interesting dish na I've never seen in any place else before. And I don't know if you would dare to try it. So this is such a very simple dish. So it's the bile juice, raw beef, mix natin. I will taste it just by itself. Hilaw yan hilaw ha. At ang ganda ng texture ng raw na, ano ba to? Kalabaw? Baka. Hindi Becky. With salt. Actually, it's an acquired taste, pero it's not, di ba? Kasi kinakain ng tao eh. So, it's not like awful. But it's an acquired taste because of the bitterness. It was such a turn-off for me years before. But I've learned to enjoy it. Just like the papaitan and other dishes cooked with bile. As you are immersed in the culture, as you open your mind, you learn to savor, you learn to get in touch with the culture. These dishes have been enjoyed for centuries. So there is some rootedness in that preparation that makes it quite significant and quite meaningful for a certain group of people. Or orat. And it's like braised, tendon, and litid. And also with the bile. So, 3 beef dishes. Ito naman igado. And manotice mo yung influence ng Ilocano cuisine dito talaga sa La Union. So, it's a papaitan that is a very popular northern dish. It's really like a soup or a stew of innards that is cooked with bile and it has a bitter aftertaste. And if you go back closer to Manila, you'd notice that the bitterness becomes milder. But if you go up north, it becomes, more intense. So that's the mainstream Ilocano or northern dish.
Ako nga pala si Ricky Sobremonte. 5 years na pa akong gumagawa nito, ma'am. Ini-enjoy namin gumagawa ng ganito kasi ito ang kinakuha ng turista dito sa amin. Pag maraming turista, ma'am, nakagawa ng 2 ganito or higit pa, ma'am.
So this is a very interesting snack, kakanin. You will find in the northern part of the Philippines. So you see it in Pangasinan, you see it in Tarlac, and you see it here as well in La Union. 1 pig and 2 pig. Yan. Very popular, di ba? Yan. Natawa si Kuya! Ikaw, ha? Binubuli ako ni Kuya, oh. Yan. So, ito yung piano mo. Ay, iba nito parang ihawan talaga, no? Ito makapal tong yero. So it's crunchy outside and chewy inside. There are strips of coconut. And alam mo talaga, it's glutinous rice flour. It's glutinous rice flour kasi it's very chewy. Ang sarap. Masarap siya. Yeah. At naubos ko na.
We have all the products of the 20 local government.
Okay.
Very diverse, from wood products to food, to mga suka. We have local tea.
Nakapunta ko dito years ago. Kukunti pa yung laman. And punong-puno na siya.
Na-refurbish po ito.
Ito, pwede ito sa mga kuwan pala, oh. And then, pang wine ba, no? Pang gift ba? Yes. Ganun lang siya diretso. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And this has been Chef Tatung. And join us again next week for another Flavorful Escape.